this occasion, I want to present about location, location, location. You might have heard this mantra about business values. In a nutshell, it means business can vary widely in value due to their location. According to Deakin, location decision can be defined as a part that represents the total amount of economy. This shows how important location is. No matter how good the office is, if the location is wrong, it would affect the business badly. Next, how important location is. If the decision to select a location is wrong, the consequences can be fatal. Because according to Associate Professor John Alsacer, who teaches at the Strategy Unit of Harvard Business School, many businesses don't think about the long-term consequences of what they are doing, because snap decisions can lead to geo mistake. For example, a company that playing tactical chess instead of strategic chess is one simply decides to expand by finding the cheapest place to open shop. Professor John Alsacer said it's completely a mistake to allow low cost to override other factors. The second one is factors to consider when choosing a location. When choosing a location, we should consider these factors. First, restrictive ordinances. Restrictive ordinances is the procedures that used to minimize the location concept, such as restricting hours and restricting zone. The next one is history of the location. We should learn about history of location chosen before making a financial selection, because they are located in mall and major shopping center or isolated locations that were used by a series of failing companies, so we must aware about this. The third one is how much rent your businesses can afford to pay. The first year profit and loss of your business would tell you how much revenue your company will produce. So, this is depend on your profit and loss in your business. Next, term of lease. Occasionally, lease term can be inappropriate for a desirable location. So, the time to negotiate is before you sign the contract. After that, proximity to other business. Business neighbor will influence business output. The influence will be against you or for you. So, be sure that your neighbors draw consumer with demographic profile close to yours. For example, stores that sells luxury housewares won't profit from being in the same malls as the tattoo parlor and bike bar.
Why are gas stations always built right next to other gas stations? Why is it that I can drive for a mile without finding a coffee shop and then stumble across 3 on the same corner? Why do grocery stores, auto repair shops, and restaurants always seem to exist in groups instead of being spread evenly throughout a community? While there are several factors that might go into deciding where to place your business, clusters of similar companies can be explained by a very simple story called Hotelling's model of spatial competition. Imagine that you sell ice cream at the beach. Your beach is 1 mile long and you have no competition. Where would you place your cart in order to sell the most product? In the middle. The 1/2 mile walk may be too far for some people at each end of the beach, but your cart serves as many people as possible. One day you show up at work just as your cousin Teddy is arriving at the beach with his own ice cream cart. In fact, he's selling exactly the same type of ice cream as you are. You agree that you will split the beach in half. In order to ensure that customers don't have to walk too far, you set up your cart a 1/4 mile south of the beach center, right in the middle of your territory. Teddy sets up a 1/4 mile north of the center in the middle of Teddy territory. With this agreement, everyone south of you buys ice cream from you. Everyone north of Teddy buys from him, and the 50% of beachgoers in between walk to the closest cart. No one walks more than a 1/4 of a mile, and both vendors sell to half of the beachgoers. Game theorists consider this a socially optimal solution. It minimizes the maximum number of steps any visitor must take in order to reach an ice cream cart. The next day, when you arrive at work, Teddy has set up his cart in the middle of the beach. You return to your location a 1/4 mile south of center and get the 25% of customers to the south of you. Teddy still gets all of the customers north in Teddy territory, but now you split the 25% of people in between the two carts. Day 3 of the ice cream wars, you get to the beach early and set up right in the center of Teddy territory, assuming you'll serve the 75% of beachgoers to your south, leaving your cousin to sell to the 25% of customers to the north. When Teddy arrives, he sets up just south of you, stealing all of the southerly customers and leaving you with a small group of people to the north. Not to be outdone, you move 10 paces south of Teddy to regain your customers. When you take a midday break, Teddy shuffles 10 paces south of you and again steals back all the customers to the far end of the beach. Throughout the course of the day, both of you continue to periodically move south towards the bulk of the ice cream buyers until both of you eventually end up at the center of the beach, back to back, each serving 50% of the ice cream hungry beachgoers. At this point, you and your competitive cousin have reached what game theorists call a Nash Equilibrium, the point where neither of you can improve your position by deviating from your current strategy. Your original strategy, where you were each a quarter mile from the middle of the beach, didn't last because it wasn't a Nash Equilibrium. Either of you could move your cart towards the other to sell more ice cream. With both of you now in the center of the beach, you can't reposition your cart closer to your furthest customers without making your current customers worse off. However, you no longer have a socially optimal solution, since customers at either end of the beach have to walk further than necessary to get a sweet treat. Think about all the fast food chains, clothing boutiques, or mobile phone kiosks at the mall. Customers may be better served by distributing services throughout a community, but this leaves businesses vulnerable to aggressive competition. In the real world, customers come from more than one direction, and businesses are free to compete with marketing strategies, by differentiating their product line, and with price cuts. But at the heart of their strategy, companies like to keep their competition as close as possible.
The next one is accessibility to prospective customers. The businessman should figure out what hours normally your business need to be the most convenient for customer and which sort of goods or services will like customer buy. The last one is side of the street. Market research has shown that the street going home side is usually preferable to that of going to work side. Customer on the way home more likely to stop at the shop and buy rather than when they are in a rush to go work in time. The third one is effect of location. The first effect is effect on supplier. You need to consider where suppliers are based and how easy the access between them and location of your business. The second one is effect on customers. If your target is local, getting stores in a business center would be perfect. If tourists from various areas of the world, being near to airport can be good. And if your company may be B2B, you will spend a lot of time face-to-face meeting. Then the best spot is inside an industrial or commercial park. The last effect is effect on business. All the above affects your company. So, you need to think clearly about where you want to be and what you can afford. There is no point in picking a venue that is too costly and can create financial difficulties in the future. The third one is the importance of location in another business aspects. Interestingly, location issues are very important in many industry fields including promotion, advertisement, revenue, management, and human resource. The first one is location factors in marketing. Marketing includes bringing goods and services to the markets to meet the expectation of business revenue. How a product or services will be advertised is one of the most critical issues that business need to address. If consumers cannot conveniently find a company's location, it would be less likely to succeed. The second one is location factors in advertising. Similarly, ads that are placed in the wrong locations do not work. For example, if the ads of teeth whitening being advertised in vehicle store, it won't work. It should be in dentist office or hospital. The last one is location factors in sales. All promotion and ads are support of business selling features. Sales activities are incorporating even more localization consideration, such as online and offline shop. It's really matter in sales. Recommendation: before selecting a location to develop a company or business, consider factors that could impact your business success, such as cultural, social, geographic climate. Also, another factors that really matter, such as taxes, tariffs, housing, and transport to reach the customer easier. So the conclusion is, the decision to choose location for business must be considered because the location is very influential on the success or failure of business.